Alright, folks. Welcome back, everyone. 皆さん、お帰りなさい。今日は89日で、9日目です。This is day 89. As you can see, today is a very short, review day, per se. But we're gonna squeeze in a bit of cram to fill in some extra practice. I did found myself digressing or having a chit chat during our Wanikani session. I knew what the volume was today, so we're gonna kind of make up some of that time today. So our Bunpro session is gonna be our extra practice. It's gonna be a little bit shorter today to compensate for some time or to delegate the time. Yesterday, two things cherry picked. The first one was Ochiru? I don't think it's Ochiru. Oh yeah, it is Ochiru. And then hold. Ska. Oh, I actually wrote ska incorrectly yesterday. It's actually a tree, not or two strokes in a tree, not side with the four. I don't know. Oh, not salt. I did salt. Ska. Ska. That backwards. Let's look. No, I'm using a pen right now. Let's see. Oh, what? Got what the? It doesn't hit with dang. It's a very common one. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okie dokie. So we have 4 review today. So let's do that first. Simpler version. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Is there another word that literally means to think?
数学の問題について考える。
Oh, this is the 50-50 too. Let's go with... Okay, this word has similar to precious. Okay, how about a more neutral word? Go with...
この手紙は大事なものです。
Glass prescription is strong. Oh, so not glasses. Do?
メガネの度が強い。
Yeah, because megane is already there. Okay. Okay, so that was our review. Now we're gonna go do some... We're gonna do a little bit of reading focus for our vocabulary. That's the combination that I haven't done yet. This will circumvent what I encountered about the listening version, because they cherry pick those sentences, and comprehension kind of drops below 70% when it hits like an N2 sentence or something. So we're gonna bippity boppity put in the vocabulary, and then we're gonna just casually do this for like 30 minutes, and then we're gonna move to Hanzahiro because of time. And tomorrow, yeah, today's the 30th, my local time. Tomorrow is the day that I'm gonna do the yap for... Actually, we do have to do our lessons tomorrow too. How many review are we on? 100. Wanikani is gonna be pretty short though, and we're gonna have a flip schedule. Hanzahiro is gonna go first, then Wanikani, then we do our Bunpro reviews, and then we're gonna go into the tentative takes because it's the end of March. So now we're gonna start the N4 block in April, and this is like my last opportunity to do everything. We basically did everything possible. Actually, I'm kind of curious, how does flashcards work with vocabulary? Oh. Okay. Wait. No hints? Okay. So yeah, this is like the minimum possible effort. Let's do our reading. Let's do reading as the output, or the input, sorry. Okay. We're not going to be able to do the 1100, but the idea is it gives us an opportunity to hear it and read it at the same time. Right.
高校の球技大会で意中のクラスメートが必死にバスケットボールをしていたので、たくさんの黄色い声援を送りました。
Saiyan. Huh. I don't know what. Oh, interesting. That becomes intriguing. I mean, obviously this is yellow and on itself, but it's an alternative. Yeah, this would be... I'm guessing this is one of the N2s. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is what I mean by one of the N2s, which is a slightly... It's outside of my reach. But it does gives us exposure to the other uses of these words. Like kiroi alone would be yellow, but Seiyan is another. I'm not. So that kind of makes sense why it's a cheer, because it has a voice and an instruct, or voice and aid. I'm like, yellow assist by voice, a cheer, which is really interesting. I was trying to decode this while not. I don't know how this can be yellow. Okay, interesting. Let's keep going.
最近昇進したので新しい背広を買った。
最近昇進した。Recently, like during this time or doing this thing, they bought a new suit, but 最新した。This is progress. Maybe this is the entire phrase. Promotion. 最新. Oh, okay. I mean, 昇進. I get how the show fits into that. Okay. Interesting.
私の母は髪を切るのがとても上手です。
私は母は髪を切るのがとても上手です。Just like cutting hair. Good at cutting hair.
私の父は今まで看護師をしていましたが、その夜勤による生活リズムの崩れから先日退職にまで追い込まれてしまいました。
夜勤。その夜勤による生活リズム。Obviously, the keyword, like the target word here is kangoshi, which is nurse. So, 私の父は、right? 今まで看護師をしていましたか I don't know how this 夜勤による I guess this is resume? Oh no, it's not even close. I got the... Yeah, so this is the... Used to be a nurse, right? I got this part, but... Disruption... That's where the kuzure kara... And then... Oh, caused by the night shift. I see. Dang. This is probably, again, another N2. Yeah. There's a few things in there that I need to work on.
昔より問題を解くスピードが遅くなった。
問題を How is 置く I mean, toku. How's toku being used? Speedo. I mean, just slow down. Like, problem slower than. Oh, used to. Interesting. Solve, right? Anti. Speedo. In order to. Speedo ga 少くなった、遅くなった、which is the slow speed or slower. Speed has slowed down. Yeah, ここは母の部屋だ. Right, that's self-explanatory. That's an N5. Oh, it has to load.
その地域から引っ越してきました。よろしくお願いします。
地域 So land and territory. It's you area. Alright. I don't know how the he works. Oh, it's just hiko. Yeah. This is actually the fat phrase for the moving part.
図書館で本を読んだり調べ物をしたりする。
調べ物をしたりす
図書館で本を読んだり調べ物をしたりする。
So, したりする is definitely Tari is one of the N5 concepts, but I'm not sure if it's used in this way. It's an example of stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dari. Oh, here it is. Dari and tari. Yeah. So this is our N5 grammar thing. Dari, tari. It's such activities in no particular order. I forgot that you need to change it to da when it's depending on the verb before it. So this is a godan in the mu category. Yonda. Yeah. 明日の午前中は一緒に映画を見ましょ
明日の午前中は一緒に映画を見ましょう。
Self-explanatory. Oh, ne? Oh,お年寄り。お年寄りについては、ただの風邪でも、目の命。Oh, it's separate. Okay, 命 and then 鳥。命鳥になり。What the? Okay, alright, I need to hear this.
お年寄りにとっては、ただの風邪でも命取りになりうる。
になりうる。What is this? Oh. I see the fatal part. Even. No, tada. Oh, nariuru. Oh, okay. Like, become. It's a different conjugation, though. I think. Or, like, maybe not. Huh. Ori ni nariuru. Interesting. Well, we'll eventually get to it. But for now, it's a mystery box. 夏は暑いので、嫌いです。
夏は暑いので嫌いです。
嫌いです。一緒にみんなの階段。Oh, 階段。Yes. 階段で3階まで登りましょう。
一緒に階段で3階まで登りましょう。
Okay. I'm no longer translating because it's that's what it means in Japanese. So to save a little bit of time I'm not going to be translating these. They are what they say. Occasionally if there's an unknown one, I would use translation. Like I would try to figure it out using translation. But most of the time, like I don't read this as anything other than shousetsu. Just shousetsu. Shousetsu その殺人について知っているのは私と彼だけだ。Where's it? Yeah. Oh, no, this is about, but find the killer about the murder.
その殺人について知っているのは私と彼だけだ。
Like only he and I know, right? This is know about the murder. Although I kind of thought this was a murderer as opposed to a murder. 家の声、家の音が heck embrace. Is that the same as swinging? 壊れているのでsomething you can do with a door that kind of looks like something else. Doesn't quite make sense to me. And then sure. Oh, shuri. Oh, repair. Shuri or shinacha. Oh, it's broken of some sort. Yeah. Kawareteru. So when the house's door is break, have to
家の戸が壊れているの
repair
で
it.
修理をしなくちゃ。
この紙はね、薄すぎ How does過ぎて I see 薄すぎて過ぎて置く No すぐ That was the character for Sugu. Oh yeah, it is the character for Sugu. すぐに枯れてしまいます。Oh no. That's not right. 破れてしまいます。When it's too thin, guess you put
この紙は薄すぎてすぐに破れてしまいます。
It's going to rip soon. Interesting. Going to. Because of. I see. A compound verb? Ah, これは薬じゃない。ただのラムネ。what the heck is ラムネ。ラムネ。Oh, is that lemon? No. Oh, no, wait. So this is not medicine. I don't know.
これは薬じゃない、ただのラムネだ。
ラムネis candy? The closest thing I got from ramune, it kind of sounded like a cough drop or something. Yeah, just tada no ramune for candy? I'm not sure where that comes from. Oh, this is a
先生が問題を出す。この紙にハサミで3回切り込みを入れて4枚の紙に分けるにはどうしたらいいでしょうか。
分けるにはどうしたらいいでしょう。ハセミ I don't know ハサミ This page ハサミで3回It's comparing different pages, but oh, it's getting 4 pages. Okay, incisions. Well, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. But Hasami is scissors. Man, Hasami. Okay. That's interesting. What must we do? どうしたらいいでしょうかI guess 分けるには like is what we must, like what we know, like we know we must, but we do or know, and then how or what we must do, like this whole phrase is the thing. この塩は what? 沖縄のお土産としてもらいました。
この塩は沖縄のお土産としてもらいました。
高校生になってからyeah, how does this stand alone? It's just Q standing alone. Uni. I guess it means what it means. Yeah, Q に授業の間に That's not Nikki. 眠くなることが increase 増えました。
高校生になってから急に授業の間に眠くなることが増えました。
Oh, okay. All of us, okay. Oh, that's how Q works. I see. And then become interesting. 増えました。Oh, well, this whole combination, I suppose. 眠くなる No, that's 眠くなることとか増えました。Okay. これはのこぎりのそこぎりのなんです。の
これはノコギリの刃です。
Cavity? Saw. ノコギリ saw? Dang. How do you ノコギリ How do you get saw from ノコギリ Let's see. Dang. That's almost as rough as scissors. ハートの約束を守る is protect or preserve.
母との約束を守る。
Yeah, to keep. Alright, let's just listen to it.
張り紙。この売店の前で立ち食いをするな。
売店の前で立ちす right? Oh no, 立ち食いをのするな。Do not. Okay, now stand and eat.いつから来学期ですか？
いつから来学期ですか？
私はね、私は生の魚が嫌いだ。なので寿司も刺身も嫌いだ。
私は生の魚が嫌いだ。なので寿司も刺身も嫌いだ。
刺身も嫌いだ。明日はハサミ。Okay, ハサミ。That's a scissors. We know this now. 明日はハサミが必要だ。
明日はハサミが必要だ。
That's 越して。Yes. 引っ越して3ヶ月が落ち No, 落ち What's that one? ようやく新しい生活にも、uh, habit 慣れましたね。
引っ越して巫女背が立ち、ようやく新しい生活にも慣れました。
To become accustomed, to become a habit. So finally getting used to. Since. Okay, that is another since. Tachi. Oh, okay. I see. 今年もその山のね、山の整備をしに行かなくちゃ。Okay. 整備 just kind of like
今
get
年もその
ready.
山の整備をしに行かなくちゃ。
Maintain. 整備 got prepared. Maintain. Gotta go is kind of an interesting way to think about ikanacha or gotta go. They kind of made it so that it sounds like a contraction because ikanacha, nakcha is a contraction too, as opposed to say like ikana kedo kewa or ikana kewa ikemasen or something like that, or naranai, something like that. But gotta go. That's interesting. まだ遊びましょう。さよなら。まだ遊びましょう。Okay, meet again.
また遊びましょ
Or
う。
let's
さ
hang
よう
out
な
again.
ら。
Okay, let's
お
just...
ととい受けた試験の結果がもうメールで届いたので驚きました。
驚きました。don't think I'm familiar with this one. And that deals with receiving after mailing. Okay. ね。さあ、一人。Oh no, 独り言。What the heck is alone? Say? 独り言。切符売り場。切符売り場で、切符を、買わなくちゃ。
独り言。切符売り場で切符を買わなくちゃ。
Talking to myself. I see. 独り言。Interesting. 僕は今日の夕方までに、OK までに家の、ね。軽いスイープ。掃除を終わらせなくてはいけない。Keep saying いけません。Being formal. But anyways.
僕は今日の夕方までに家の掃除を終わらせなくてはいけない。
終わらせなくてはいけない。 ね友達からあまりの、借り、借り、right, right. 借りていた、漫画をずっと持っていたことに、気づき気づき、急いで開始に行きました。borrow something, learn a
友達から
situation.
借りていた漫画をずっと持っていたことに気づき、急いで返しに行きました。
realize. 彼女は私の友達です。
彼女は私の友達です。
this? this? Okay. サンダル okay. サンダルの履く
サンダルを履く。
そのニュースを聞いて残念逆性remaining life. What is this in the middle? 3月のあまり恐怖とAlright, just gonna have to
そのニュースを聞いて残虐性のあまり恐怖と憎悪の感情で震えが止まらなかった。
hatred. So this is fear. 恐怖と憎悪 hatred. Atrocity. Oh. Wow. Alright, that'll take some time when we get to those. 男の人だからといってゲームが好きだとは限りません。
男の人だからといってゲームが好きだとは限りません。
mean. Okay. Obviously, the target word is familiar, regardless. 昨日家族と見た。Oh yeah, 見た。映画はすごく面白かった。面白かった。
昨日家族と見た映画はすごく面白かった。
この音楽のジャンルはジャズだ。
この音楽のジャンルはジャズだ。
Man, we only did 38 of these. Okay. その美術館は来月でwhat? 開館してから10周年Guessing that's year 周年の迎えるのでwelcome, I guess, or allowed in. I don't know what that. 式典をするといいだ。
その美術館は来月で開館してから10周年を迎えるので式典をすると聞いた。
Oh, celebrating. Okay, and 10th. I see. アジア what? Oh, is that Asian? アジア人 No, アジア人より I don't know what that is, but アジア人よりam I gonna use I actually don't know this kunyomi, no. 西洋人の方が高いです。I don't know, some sort of person from the West has big アジア
noses.
人
より西洋人の方が鼻が高いです。
It is Asian, alright. Yeah, Westerners have taller noses. I just said big, but that's fine. いつもは正月に時間にno idea what the kunyomi read of that is. 誠意する。no, 帰省する。今年は社内のしないつもりだ。How do you break that up?
いつもは正月に実家に帰省するが、今年はしないつもりだ。
いや、しないつもりだ。Okay. Something about still that? I don't understand how this character. Not yet. 彼は何の選手なの？
彼は何の選手なの？
レビュー。このホストファミリーはね、 厳しくて、厳しくて、怖いです。
レビュー。このホストファミリーは厳しくて怖いです。
わわ。あの子の父は、はい、what? インド、OK。インド出身だと聞いたことがある。You
あの
heard.
子の父はインド出身だと聞いたことがある。
1000年いないでも、いないでも、ない。お菓子からたくさん買うことができる。
1000円以内でもあのお菓子ならたくさん買うことができる。
I see. I see. ストレスを感じたら点を見るようにしましょう。
ストレスを感じたら天を見るようにしましょう。
I mean, okay. This sentence read weird and it still is weird. Like, I'm talking about saying this is when you feel stressed, try to look at the sky. Okay. Let's get to 50. 生徒が先生にこの雪のこの雲は雨とはい関係ね関係があるでしょう。
生徒が先生にこの雲は雨と関係があるでしょう。
でしょう。Oh, it's okay. I see why they went there. Okay. Wasn't a question. As a confirmation. 今度私の場所の近所にある広告に一緒に行きましょう。
今度私の近所にある公園に一緒に行きましょ
う。公園 Oh no, I said totally 公園public nation. I think it's a public country. 彼のそのが汚いね。発音の発言つけの聞いて気分が悪くなった。
彼のその汚い発言を聞いて気分が悪くなった。
I see. Interesting. I see. Cute. Saying something dirty or like vulgar. One more. Let's just let them read it out.
息子が学校でインフルエンザをもらってきたせいで家族全員インフルエンザに感染した。
All right. Well, it goes to show you the vocabulary is the vocabulary word is like fair enough, but oh, some of those N2 sentences. Oh. All right. So that's how we're gonna do the vocabulary cram, right? We're just gonna read and then here, read and then here until the gaps are filled. And then for the grammar ones, we're gonna listen. And then maybe after N4, we'll do conjugation practice. And then actually at the end of June, I have to write all this out tomorrow. At the end, when we do our tentative takes. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about quarter two plans and quarter two plans. A lot of the N2 or the N2 sentences are not necessarily because of grammar. Some of them were, like the relationship between them. But there are definitely still like vocabulary words that are a little bit iffy. I think understanding the relationship in the sentence a little bit better might lead to the discovery of some of those vocabulary terms. But I'm still encountering some vocabulary terms that are like, you can kind of rationalize what they mean, but because I don't know like in what context, like how it's interpreted in context, kind of get the gist of the idea, but you don't know the exact intent behind it. So like something that is like what do we got? Maintain, for example. That example with maintain didn't quite get maintain. I got more like keep, which is not quite the same as maintain. Like the keep can be something else too. So that's kind of happening here and there, which I'm sure will become a little bit more offset. All right, that's a wrap for our Bunpro session today. It is our last Bunpro session with only the N5 group. Oh, actually, tomorrow will be the last one. Actually, so as our next to last one, we're gonna be wrapping up March later today, since it's past midnight now. Later today with the tentative takes. How I'm gonna go about it in the next quarter, and we'll execute on the next quarter. Be a little bit more vigilant, so I'm not like brainstorming things anymore. So for now, we're not doing any brainstorming, barring any like random Bunpro updates. There was a new widget that was updated, and now since we're going back to lessons, right? I think we could see how that impacts my perceptions of things. I don't know how I'm going to use a new widget yet, because we haven't done a new grammar lesson this month. It's entirely planned. Actually, we haven't done a new grammar lesson in 2 months. All of this will be more apparent tomorrow as I review how April, May, and June is going to go. And I'm becoming a lot more strategic, and my scheduling is a little bit more complicated now because I no longer have. Now I have a lot of redundancies and a lot of diminished return. So we're kind of trying to reduce the diminished return. Like, for example, Anki's actually, Anki's could be off the table because there's a lot of redundancy unless I find some very specific use case. So most of the stuff that we're doing now, especially with the vocabulary, is specifically trying to use Bunpro as a different form of input. The whole goal of all of these things. You only just notice that I always wear the same shirt? Yeah, it's my pajamas. I go out to run, and then I come back, I wash up, and then I get into my pajamas. I actually have more than one pair of these, so it's not quite the same. It is the same, though. Like, it's the same shirt, just multiples of them. I do have another pair of pajamas that I typically wear on the warmer season. So we'll have more of those. Over the years, I've collected multiple of the same. Comfort reasons. This one was from LL Beans. It's a American corporation. Apparel. They do like outdoor and like sleepwear, kind of like camp related. They're I know them for like camp related type of stuff, like outdoor sleeping and sleepwear related thing. Yeah. So tomorrow we're gonna try to do the 100, whatever this 100 is. Tomorrow is a really short day. Actually, tomorrow is a really short day for Wanikani. It's just our current unit, which is only 55 things. And then Hanzahiro, I still have to do Hanzahiro today. We're gonna start with Hanzahiro, do our Wanikani exercises, then do the Bunpro review, and then conclude with the tentative takes. I typically do the writing portion and like the tentative takes stuff at the end of something because it's undetermined how long it'll take. And I have a new format. There's a change in the first part of the format, and now I'm starting to refine it. So it'll be interesting to adapt to a tentative take. I'm trying to develop an acronym too. I think I'm gonna stick with FAR. All of this is gonna be for the future things because I'm trying to write something. We're gonna start writing some. So F is for factors. A is for archetype. And then R is for rhetoric. That's what I'm gonna call it, the FAR. It was originally, just so you know, the last one was gonna be P for personal, but then it spells FAP, and I'm like, okay, that's not gonna fly. So we're just gonna go with FAR for rhetoric. The last part, the last level is rhetoric. So factors is first section, archetypes is second section, and third is rhetoric, because rhetoric is where I do like persuasive arguments and opinions to move someone, right? So that I have settled on factors, archetype, and rhetoric for the breakdown for all of the write-ups. Slowly but surely, we'll start working on, you know, book chapters and fun little things. FAR, I'm satisfied with the acronym FAR. And FAR is very poetic because we're talking about taking thinking, right? The depths of thinking and critical thinking, FAR. So I really do enjoy that. I could change it up here. Factors could be like dependable, but then it spells DAR. It was like, what the heck is DAR? It was also FAQ. FAQ could work too. Q would be like questions. Usually the last section, rhetoric, is to address questions. I slowly but surely I'm gonna come up with some cheesy things. Like I'm starting to sound like some of those I'm starting to sound like a guru already. And honestly, I don't want to end up sounding like a guru anytime soon. But R would be a great... It's an easy word to remember. These, in my opinion, are the 3 steps of decision making that I'm gonna be talking about. Factors, right? These are the observable dependencies. And that's where I changed this. The first section has changed. I'm becoming a sensei. So it used to be called like by the books or by the numbers, because these are all the observable dependencies, and the observable dependencies are I've been trying to work on how to get it into a Likert scale. I don't know how to spell Likert. That's how you spell Likert. Archetypes is self-explanatory because these are perspectives. Archetypes are perspectives and like correlations, right? Correlations and like idiosyncrasies, right? Idiosyncrasies. So that's when you interpret your dependencies and create correlations and perspectives. They are not causations, right? And then rhetoric is when I add my own personal spin, which creates bias, right? Bias, interpretation, and things to think about, right? Because there's persuasion in it. There's potential persuasion. And I want these to end up to become the key words. Rhetoric is to be taken as opinion. Like, it is not realistically absolute. It's coming from my perspective. And then the rhetoric is about the archetypes. The archetypes are things you can observe that correlate with things. So like if you're a serious language learner, that's an archetype. If you're a beginner language learner, that's an archetype, and they come with perspectives and correlations that are based on the dependable factors. And dependable factors are lots of time, lack of time, high load, low load, right? And then we would have numbers in them. So all the dependable factors. So that's kind of like how I want to arrange all of my discussions in the future. And for language learning, when I'm evaluating like Bunpro and stuff, archetypes, what is an archetype that fits in that mold? A routine. Right. So that's where the archetype, we compare archetypes, and I would be talking about my routine. So what was my routine beginning it to now, right? To the end of, so what was it like in January to what was it like in March, like now. And we'll be comparing the routine archetypes. And these archetypes are exactly what the word suggests, which is the archetypes that overlap with other people's archetypes. So we always frame everything in a Likert scale between the factors. So like beginning, one of the factors of all routines would be time. It would be on like, right, on a Likert scale, like lots of time and no time. That's one of the dependable factors. And another dependable factors would be load, right? High load and low load. And then I would try to create an what would be the facts, because these are facts. So high load would be whatever the maximum value Bunpro offers, which I believe was 520. And then the low load was like 1 and 5, I think. So that's how we're framing all of these things. I haven't done this yet before. It's easier, it's a little bit more fleshed out for video games, because video games, the dependable factors come from the controversy. It comes from divisiveness. So when a video game is like, people were arguing the video game's too short, then I have a factor, the length of the game, and then the shortest that I've witnessed that people complain about, and the longest that I witnessed. So, and then you have archetypes, people who like long games, people who like short games. But the archetypes can be a little bit more dynamic. Like a big fan would probably want a factor of a larger length, and then a first-time fan may not be so receptive, that kind of thing. And that's gonna be a little tough. It's a bit of a challenge right now because I haven't really done this with language learning, which is to factor in how other people feel, or like what is corollary. Yesterday I was trying to do this with we talked about accuracy, the relationship of accuracy with the relationship of increasing volume, novel volume. And the whole goal is to share what my thoughts are overall on factors that most people, so number one is always first, because factors are what pretty much the vast majority of people that I come to understand cares about, and they have their own opinions about it. They know what it means to them. And then the archetypes are to demonstrate what could you do with these factors. So various things that coincide with each other or are at odds with each other. And then the rhetoric is from me, where like why I do this, why I think I would gravitate towards this particular archetype or another archetype. So I'm like literally having to finish some of this. Most of it's gonna be improvised tomorrow. It'll get better, like we'll refine it in the second quarter when we finish N4, and in the third quarter. I think N3 is gonna take both the third quarter, the second half, basically, the second half of 2026. The conservative and very responsible projection is that N3 will be at the end of 2026. It's gonna be the second half of 2026. N4 will be at the end of the first half, because the volume doubles. And I don't want to spread myself too thin. So, very neat. I'm excited about this. Working on organizational structure that can, I'm trying not to, so the goal of all of this is I'm trying not to simplify things. No, not simplify. Trying to make it comprehensive, comprehensible. I think one of the things that constantly occurs, in my opinion, that happens even more aggressively now, is people aim to simplify things. And when you simplify things, it becomes too generalized. So details get lost. Oftentimes, one of the greatest assets of having an expert, or like, I mean, I'm not referring to myself, I'm talking about like the people that I learn from, is that they're able to make something comprehensible without sacrificing complexity. So no sacrificing complexity. So whenever I love sitting in a seminar where I have no, like, I'm convinced sometimes myself that I do not understand molecular dynamics, right? Molecular dynamics in like biological systems. And when I sit in a seminar and this person is able to comprehensively demonstrate that without sacrificing any hand waving or minimizing hand waving and simplifying, that's the money. That's demonstrating that this person has the communication skills and the experience interacting with other people, while at the same time able to explain complex, nuanced information. And that's kind of the goal. I think there is a place to simplify things. Oftentimes when you simplify things, you save time. So that is certainly going to be a problem for me, right? Like, it's far more difficult to save time when you're trying to focus on comprehensibility versus simplicity. Oftentimes people are motivated to simplify because it reduces time, and then reducing time leads to the habitual nature of generalizing, and generalizing means that details are gone. And when that detail is gone, then you would have to come back to it, right? And for myself, for my use case, I'm not here to generalize. I think there are really wonderful people who are able to make this. There are people who built their careers on simplifying and generalizing and then selling it, right? Which I'm not here for. Like, I don't have any aspirations to simplify things. So it'll be interesting to see what it's going to be like in a couple more years, like in another year or two, going into my mid 40s, when what that monster of a book is going to look like. Or maybe it's not. It's probably going to just be some freely accessible PDF or something like that. I remember seeing, what's his name? Dr. K? No, that's not his name. That one guy's name. Oh, I think it's Dr. K, actually. No. Yes, Dr. K, where he, like, first introduced the web. His little, like, decision-making web thing for, like, trying to make it an accessible, free, try to get people to self-diagnose, but at the same time use that self-diagnoses line of decision-making in order to know when you need to go seek or create higher fidelity to seek professional aid, right? Support. And that is what I mean. There is a bit of simplification, but trying to at least maintain some sort of its complexity. I thought about a decision tree when it came to problem solving as well. However, I don't quite like the idea of decision trees. I think they're incredibly binary. I mean, they're legitimately meant to be binary so that the decision making is simplified. I would be very uncomfortable. I do more like Venn diagrams, and then use like categorization, or like it's still simplification, but like doing weighted, like how many factors in each sphere, so that you can prioritize how many factors are being covered. So that's why step one is always to identify the factors. You have to identify the factors first. Then you look at an archetype. So how does this work in Venn diagram? You look at your numbers and you see commonalities. So these commonalities create archetypes. So then archetypes can narrow down your choice. Like, do I have a problem with something? It's more likely that the factors that overlap will lead you to an archetype that allows you to make a better decision. And then rhetoric is my own personal take on the archetype, so that it isn't simply providing a blanketed statement. And this was the attempt. So my attempt is to create a cross-reference of how people can negotiate all of their factors. Like, it is one thing to help someone use whatever they want and make it work, versus telling what the person what to do and assuring them that's the only way they'll be successful. I think these are two different things. One definitely saves time because you don't have to account for all the variables, the individualistic spuriousness. And also, the other way is very scalable because you're focusing on refining one model to be generalizable to a lot of people, right? That's simplification. You're trying to simplify in order for it to be generalizable. Going the other way around is only scalable on an individual basis. So the individual is required to invest in this skill in order to understand how to prioritize your decision making with simple things. I don't want to be responsible for other people's mental health, so we're not going to go into mental health. We're going to use things like language learning, video games, maybe happiness or boredom, maybe a little bit, but we're not focusing on like replacing. I have no aspirations to become like a licensed professional for things that basically I'm scared of responsibility. So, or I don't trust my own confidence. I don't have that much confidence in myself to go back and get licensed for these things. So instead, we're going to use like skill building. We'll use skill building to do this. It'll be interesting where it goes. Anyways, that's kind of the idea at the moment. It's been over 5 years. I gave myself over 5 years to start to reform something, and then after 5 years, right, 5 years of Twitch, we started publishing things, which is now the YouTube era, right? The one where I start recording these things, collect the stuff, and then now in another 3 years, when we reach the 10-year mark, I'm gonna start breaking out some publications or something that's concrete, that is a combination of the last the last 10 years, or by that time, the last 15 years. It'll be interesting. Yeah. More on that later. Alright, folks. Tomorrow, we'll do our tentative takes. First of its kind for Bunpro, I suppose. For now, that's a wrap for Bunpro. If you're gonna watch this later, arigatou gozaimasu. As always, feel free to follow along, pick up Bunpro for yourself. Give it a go. You're always welcome to come on by and yap and contribute. It's gonna be interesting how I'm gonna have to reach out to a lot of people, because all my interactions, so as a full disclosure, when I interact with people, if I end up in a dialogue with them, those are the basis of, they form the basis of my exploratory things. I built on anecdotal experience. So whoever I interact with, whoever I yap with and talk to, I'm gonna attempt to exercise the most discretion I am able to, while also knowing, having to know that this is permanent. Like, this is recorded, right? This is a public forum, and I will be using that to build upon things. My streaming experience is treated as experience, despite it being a hobby. Like, a lot of people like to use the word hobby, as in you're not doing it for a living, you're not doing it for payment. But generally, most of the things I do it with the utmost diligence. So I don't tend to discern the difference between a hobby and a job. So I do my best regardless of what I do, and this is one of those things. If we talk, if someone, like, I won't be saying names because I avoid that for discretion, but most of my experiences of all the previous things, those punctuated experiences, are what I use to build my skills. So when I start talking about, oh, this and that, I will probably be talking about short stories and analogies, because when I type and converse with other people, it is the yap sessions, the discussions, that spawn most of those inspirations. And no, I won't be selling those inspirations. So it's one of my way to really, to me, is the best way I can repay the generosity or the serendipitous nature of a common interest back to those people. I rarely ever say things that are inherently malicious or overly zealous. Usually it's some sort of neutral ground that I like to think would be incredibly respectful for the time that someone just happened to spend with me or have chosen to spend with me. I talk about my friends all the time. I don't ever mention their names. All the people that I keep in my mind and in my heart, they are referenced all the time, right? And rarely is it something that is not from an appreciative. I appreciate them a lot. That's why I bring them up all the time. And when someone says, like, why do you bring up people being racist towards you? It's because it's important to know that. Pretending like problems don't exist, pretending that criticisms, hate speech, and like cyberbullying and stuff don't exist is something that I don't align with. Like that person who said that color blindness is the solution to racism. Like we had a fairly passionate argument there in one of the videos. I don't really know where, but I know the content of it up here. So we addressed that. I don't think humans thrive on ignorance. I think humans thrive on communication. And the idea of pretending that something doesn't exist is ignoring the problem. And that might be because of my personal bias, right? I favor communication over how you say blindness or ignorance, right? And I do understand and can appreciate that other people prefer to live in ignorant bliss. I just happen to be not one of them. Largely because the position that I want to be in is to be involved in those things. Like, people who are involved in those things can't take that away. I mean, it is their choice to try to forget it. You can spend a lifetime trying to forget those things. I think my personal preference is to be proactive and channel those things. So if you're suffering from grief, you attack the grief. You understand the nature of the grief and then use it, harness it, not bury the grief, try to forget about the grief and ignore it at every possible time. That is what I mean when I was like that very example of, it was a French person that were coming and they were talking about French policy and a little bit of Malaysian policy too, from Chern, who was a lot younger than me, about like the pros and cons. We're sort of talking about pros and cons. I was introducing the pros and cons about exercising color blindness as a way to solve discriminatory, the idea of the human condition of discrimination, right? And I'm not talking about discrimination like a malicious way. I'm talking about being able to discriminate. So like, I'm different from you. When we see red and blue, we see red and blue. Those are two different colors. So in order to instill color blindness, you're trying to pretend or like assure that red is the same as blue, right? So you're trying to condition people to observe and kind of have a perspective that things are equivalent by pretending, in my opinion, pretending like they are the same. And that's kind of what I mean. Not about that. Obviously, that might be very contentious from other people who grow up in different cultures. We kind of talked about a lot of cultures today, especially the American culture, when it comes to the perception of tipping and fake things and real things. That's kind of the idea. It's related to what I was talking about earlier in Wanikani about how there are fake things and real things, despite both of them being real things. There are people who are Chinese and there are people who are not Chinese, and then there are people who are Chinese but not Chinese. Those are all real things. But if you exercise a mentality where in order to avoid talking about those things is to pretend that they don't exist, that's different. And then discrimination comes from xenophobia, where you want them to not exist. That's when you get malicious racism. You want the other thing to not exist, so you want to terminate the existence of that thing so that you don't have to spend your efforts to ignoring them. And that's kind of the idea of discriminating. Humans are able to discriminate very easily. Whether that discrimination is motivated by a malicious intent, that's where we explore. Language learning, very similar. Are you discriminating against a language in order to learn a language, or are you understanding the relationship between them? And I know that there are going to be people who say, well, you learn faster X, Y, and Z. I have no qualms with that. Like, if your method of discriminating languages gets you faster results and get more people results, that's great. I have no qualms with needing to compete with that. The goal is to understand everything, or like not really everything, but to understand more than that. So my operation is dealing with the using the relationship between languages and structure and archetype, as opposed to discriminating against them. Like, what is a great way, in my opinion, to illustrate color blindness? There's no equivalent of this. There's no equivalent of that. There's no equivalent. There's no literal example of this. There's no literal example of that. That to me is the equivalent of color blindness. In some way, it's easier to say there is no equivalent and then move on, as opposed to making an attempt to do it anyways, because that exercise is really complex. It's very challenging. Like, well, okay, this doesn't exist in English, sort of, but what can we do to simulate it? Like, from between Japanese and English. The act of doing that creates newfound associations. So you're not looking for perfection. You're not looking for discrimination. You're not trying to discriminately put everything in a box so that it has to fill ideal cases. Things are not fake and real. They are either you know it or you don't. In between, there are different levels of knowledge and, accustomed habits. The things that are fake are things that you may not be accustomed to all the time, but it's not purely fake and purely real. It's crazy how much I can say that I've been told that I don't exist in a different way, right? My life was built on the idea that I can be in a place where I don't exist, despite existing. So, like, someone would say, like, oh, well, you can't be this because you're this. And I'm like, okay. So if I'm not that, then what am I now? What am I talking about now? It's like, well, you're not that. Like, for example, if you speak English, it's like, oh, well, you definitely can't be Chinese. You speak English. I'm like, okay, but if I spoke Chinese with you, then I'm still not speaking Chinese, right? Because I can't exist with that. That's kind of how I feel with these things. So we're gonna try to break it down into lighter scales. It's about scalar things. It's a bit of a more elaborate topic for another time. I think I can set the stage up. I don't have to necessarily talk about culture and racism, discrimination. I think I can demonstrate a lot of that type of thinking in learning a language and playing a video game. Like, I don't think people have to be forced to practice things when it matters the most, but more like encourage them to think about things and then let their thinking do the talking when it does matter, or like matter a lot. I literally got downvoted. I remember editing I used to do, like, I did a short experiment, like YouTube short social experiment, and one of the most disliked short was when I made the argument that when you have free time, exercising and practicing excellent skills and due diligence when it is trivial is an ideal place to practice before you don't have a choice. Because when you wait for the time to do it when it matters, how could you have practiced and prepared for it to begin with? So it got downvoted because a lot of people thought, like, well, I just wing things, and it's you save time by waiting for the problem to occur instead of trying to practice if the problem never occurs, right? I've got pushback multiple times from people I've interacted with over the last year or two in language learning. When someone says like, what's the point of practicing this if you never have this problem? I'm like, well, if you never have the problem, there's no point to it. If you're focused on the idea that whether the thing occurs or not, then there's no point to it. So like, for example, if you start listening to native content as a start in Japanese, then you're assuming you never have a problem with an accent developing that is non-native later down the road. So those are the ideal cases. You always think about your actions to lead to a consequence, and that the other actions never happen. That's the assumption. So I think that's a great way to optimize your time at the cost of reality, in my opinion. Like the realistic nature of noise. You can over prepare too, for sure, right? You can over prepare, like, oh, what if I develop a bad habit of this, and develop a bad habit of that. But I'm not talking about predicting the future. When you say, what if I develop a bad habit, it's more saying that will lead to a bad habit, so I should prevent it. My thought is, if you think a bad habit's going to happen, what are the skills to rectify that problem regardless of if it happens or not? Right? Like you're building skills to encounter what ifs, but the value of the skill is to address any future problems, not what you can predict the future is going to bring. Like, many, in my opinion, build skills to prevent specific occurrences. So, like, oh, I'm gonna sound like an American that speaks Japanese. I'm gonna speak Japanese with an American accent. Okay, so what can I do to prevent me from having an accent in Japanese starting now? And my first thought is, well, you can't predict that. I mean, you can predict it if you make it come true, like keep learning Japanese and deliberately practicing it with an American accent, then you'll get to your goal, right? If that's your goal, if you want to prove yourself right. But it may never happen. But since you're worried about it, you spend most of your time doing that, right? You lose the focus of learning Japanese. So we'll get into it more on the nitty-gritty side. I think sometimes focus is placed elsewhere versus being comfortable with the idea of being equipped to, okay, so if it does happen, so what? What can I do now to have the skills to rectify that later? And it's not deliberately to address that specific problem. It's more like, what happens if something derails or didn't meet your expectations? What are the skills involved in correcting the course, whatever it may be? That's kind of what this idea is for. We're talking about problem solving and critical thinking, not fixing things and repairing things that you know may or may not happen. I think critical thinking and problem solving is effectively it's underappreciated because it's no longer necessary, or the internet makes it feel like it's unnecessary. You don't need problem solving skills and critical thinking skills if everyone solved the problems and already thought through all the things. So you'll always have a model to follow, so you never have to do those skills ever. And I get that. And I hope, for the best of, like, with all my intent, since I have no, like, in my opinion, I don't want like need to profit off of this. Like, I'm not saying develop critical thinking skills and problem solving skills so you can profit in the future. That's not the intent. The intent is I feel like if you focus on critical thinking and problem solving skills, like divest some time into it, it can lead to transformative events of skills that you can do whatever you want with it. Like other people can profiteer off of it. So I legitimately have no pressure to tell people like, oh, you must develop critical thinking skills or problem solving skills. I actually think 9 out of 10 times people are perfectly happy with reading someone's solution and following it and then getting the desired result. Kind of like typing a prompt in ChatGPT, getting an answer, and then memorizing that answer for as long as you need it, and then forget it when you no longer need it, right? Whether it's valuable of developing that solution or knowing how it worked or it's appropriate or how you can use that solution to create new solutions to develop the idea, it's optional because it saves you time. So I think 9 out of 10 times. When I'm talking to those who are in high school and university, that is their solution. Their solution is to find a solution, not develop one, right? Not develop one, analyze one, assess the parameters and factors that involve what the solutions they're looking for, and to like evaluate the solution. Is simply ask for a solution, perform it, and see if it works. And that is excellent and works if the success rate is appreciable. When problems become far too complex, like lacking nuance, right? Most of the solutions are too simplified and generalized to answer those questions. And those are problems that can linger for someone for the substantial period of someone's life. Like how to be happy. Like what is the solution to being happy? I mean, like, I'm not here to sell happiness. I'm here to ask that question and wonder how someone approaches that as they age, right? Like when they get older. Like if I ask a 40-year-old who grew up in a different country or time period, how do you figure out what makes you happy? And then I study that thing. Like I want to hear those things and I collect that information. So what I'm doing now is I'm asking a bunch of teenagers to young adults how they solve problems. And I'm going to be really brutally honest. They barely know how to explain what they're thinking about to solve the problem. They tell me what they're going to do to get the solution. And no, it's not coincidental, but typically they would say, I search it on the internet or ask ChatGPT. And my first thought is, what are you going to ask them? How are you going to ask them? How do you know the way you ask and the way you look for something is going to get you your solution? And that's when we stop talking. Like there's no more dialogue after that. There's no response. It's like, well, I simply copy and paste whatever I don't understand into it and have them explain it to me. I'm like, but how do you know their explanation is going to make sense to you when you're copying and pasting something you don't understand? And then when you look at a solution, how do you know that you understand the solution to the problem that you don't understand? And their response to that, I do typically get a response for that. If they get the results. If it works, then it's correct. And of course, the follow-up question is, how do you know it worked? And their answer would be, if I get the results that were told to me, that should happen. And my follow-up would be, so what have you learned from that? Because ultimately, when you learn and practice something, you would be able to use it and repurpose it or do something with it. And the answer to that is, well, I would be correct then. I'm like, yeah, correct to what end? Like, what are you going to do with it? Like, great, now you know how to find the answer that you memorized, that you don't know how to solve, coming from a question you have that was asked of you that you don't understand. And of course, those are the challenges that I've been working towards. Like, those are the challenges and steps that you slowly kind of peel back for like the few that I interact with on a daily basis. Like, you kind of peel back the steps, and no, this is not saying that this is going to be easy, right? And I'm trying to say this without sounding like I'm being condescending. This is genuinely a very tough task, and it is kind of sort of early. Like, I start doing this when I was in college, right? So for some of the people, maybe it's a little early ish to start developing critical thinking skills. So, but the reason why there are some high school students is largely because nowadays I don't think most high school students even decide to go to college or do anything that would provide any critical thinking skills. They'll typically enter a job where they would follow protocol, so procedural things, and that's an honest day's work. I totally understand the honest day's work. You follow protocol and you base all of your performance and understanding on the results you get. Trial and error, right? Trial and error. Or have an employer or someone that does that. My concern is that you may not always, and especially if I'm meeting most people online, those are not necessarily the type of employers that operate on expecting anything less. It's more they operate on taking advantage of that. So if you can procedurally follow something, yeah, you wouldn't even know how to evaluate your skills. Like, what I mean is, someone could do a job for a very long time, do it really well, but they would have no appreciation for how complex their task is and their skill is, because they're simply procedurally following it. And that's kind of how I feel the early stages. When someone is learning a language, it feels so procedural. Like, when you look at a forum for how to learn, right? Hey guys, I'm a beginner. Like, what do you guys suggest? Most of the time, the large majority of the explanation is a procedure with no explanation. Like, follow protocol. Here's the protocol. Here's the recipe. Don't ask why. Don't ask this and that, or don't even bother asking what they're looking for or what they do. Simply copy and paste a procedure. And then if it doesn't work, it's not their fault. It's the person who's doing the procedure's fault. And then what do the person with the procedure have to do? They have to figure out why the procedure didn't work. Why did it work for other people but not them? And you know what happens then? They repeat the same thing. They don't actually learn from why. They don't ask, okay, so if it worked for them and it didn't work for me, what is the difference and similarities that are causing that? No, they go on and they repeat the cycle. So it has to have scalability. Your protocols, you're hoping and you're banking that the internet has so many people solving so many problems that whenever you pick up a solution and follow a protocol, it has a high rate of success. So that's kind of very useful. To me, it's the number one problem solving, for lack of a better word, it's the number one problem solving skill that has been conditioned online. Find the best solution and you have the highest chance of success. It's ironclad. That's objectively ironclad. And what is also objectively ironclad is it has no sense of critical thinking or problem solving skills. It requires neither of those two skills. and you can still be remarkably successful in creating results. It is when later down the road that you finally want to create something and like build a career that the problem solving skills and critical thinking skills comes into play. The question is, does anyone have to become that to be successful or happy? It's gonna take another, I don't think I'm gonna be alive like that long to really know for the current generation. For myself, if I take away Procol challenged me this before. It's like, what if Procol said, what if I took away your power of perception? What would you be then? Right? The whole like theoretical thing, like take away something you value. And I often argue it's like, well, logically, if I no longer can perceive my loss of my perception, then I would be living in ignorant bliss, right? But if you take away my critical thinking and problem solving skills, then I'm left with a mediocre human being. Like I would become less than human. And I'm not saying other people will feel like they're less than human and they are less than human. I would feel less than human. So think about, like, I'm trying to like create a point of empathy. Think about this is how I feel when I see someone who thinks the most valuable thing as a human being is the thing that doesn't involve critical thinking and problem solving skills. So the most valuable thing about them is that they finished a bunch of video games. The most valuable thing that they have is a bunch of things that they collected. The most valuable thing, like, this is me personally, I'm projecting now. I'm projecting a bit here, so excuse me. I really do think when I see a human being, I think the most valuable thing they have is being able to create from critical thinking and problem solving skills, being able to create solutions, being able to analyze problems and look at things from different angles almost indefinitely, like infinitely mutational versions of things. That is the most valuable thing that I want to make sure that the little goobers or the little potatoes that have yet to blossom, right, should really value. Because in my opinion, if you don't value those things now, sure as heck an AI boon would certainly make you want to value those things later. Like that sounds like fear mongering. I'm genuinely a little concerned, because when you think that you value the things that can be replaced by an AI, it's kind of rough, right? AIs can also complete a bunch of video games. They can probably beat the same video games you have listed, right? But they can't replace how you feel and what's the value and sentimentalism of the memories that you made playing those video games, right? I kid you not, when I asked someone, oh, they just recently watched a movie, I was like, oh, how was it? What did you get from that movie? And they're like, it was good. Now I finished it. I'm like, okay. So did it do anything? It's like, it was something to watch. I'm like, do you remember anything about it? Like anything? Maybe it'll be related to your next video. Maybe it reminds you of another movie you've watched before. How does this connect with your overthink? It was something to do. It was the comment is generally something to do. They had something to do. It's something doing. Like I like even retract there. I was about to say it's something worth doing, but no, I would say most people just do things because they do things to pass time. They don't do it because they understand or conceive that it is worth doing. There, in my mind, a lot of times, there was maybe like 10 years ago, I think the one of the easiest questions to answer, like quote unquote, or an easier question than now, was, why did you do it? And I love this stuff. I can't explain it, but I love this stuff. That would be a reasonable answer. Nowadays, I would say, so you're telling me you spent most of your time doing unproductive work, and you know is unproductive because this person literally tells me that they're doing unproductive work. And my first thought was, why? Like, if you know it's unproductive and you continue to do it, why let it continue to happen? You know the outcome, or you're telling me that you know the outcome. So my inclination was like, it's probably productive, but not in the manner that they're looking for. So what is deficient when you're spending your time doing unproductive work? You're probably resting, or avoiding something, or not understanding why something is exhausting. That's making unproductive thoughts and unproductive things into productive things that you can work on. So that's what I mean. So whenever someone is prepping for like, oh yeah, I need to do this to avoid that, it's usually to avoid solving problems, right? Like, there's a difference between preventing problems, like actively working on understanding how to prevent a problem, versus avoiding a problem so that you don't have to practice solving those problems. And I think right now, a bit of a hot take near the end of this, most products and most like persuasive, generalized, low-hanging fruit grifters will attack that. They attack your insecurities by telling you, if this happens, this is what will happen. You want to prevent that, don't you? You want to prevent not having problems. Because if I were to read the subtext, the people who they sell to that is really effective at paying for that product are people who have no confidence in ever being able to solve that problem in the first place. And to me, is very similar to saying, oh yeah, we're gonna go target the people who suck at solving problems because they will have the most fear. They will be the most susceptible to inducing fear to sell the product. And then we go back to Japanese. Hey guys, buy my product. Without my product, you'll never become fluent in Japanese. Now, you might be thinking, oh, I'm never going to fall for that. It's like, good. That's what I mean. It's awesome that that cheap grift doesn't affect you, whoever I'm talking to. Like, if you're saying like, oh yeah, I would never succumb to that. Like, there's so many ways that you could learn Japanese, and it's like fluency is a questionable thing. Like, if you're already like screaming in your ear, screaming in your head, like saying, well, it depends on how you define fluency, and like it depends on your satisfactory level with your equivalents to native like fluency, you're not the person I'm talking about, obviously, right? Like, you're exercising critical thinking skills. The moment you heard, well, that's stupid, no one's gonna fall for that, right? That's critical thinking skills and problem solving skills. So not you guys, right? But I would argue that is not the majority people anymore that the grifters are targeting. They're targeting people's fears so that it overcomes that critical thinking skills. If you don't practice critical thinking, it's easy to overcome it. You can mask it with emotional irrationality, right? Play on people's fears because their critical thinking skills are weak, as in under practice. I'm not talking about being born weak. Humans' assets is critical thinking skills. Like, you can build it, you can train it. It doesn't necessarily have a biological gap. Like, what I mean is, it's not statistically significant that the vast majority of humans are not within a range. Like, there's no like separate group. There's all is statistically like sound that the majority of humans have a very reasonable range of critical thinking skills. So that's kind of my polite way of saying don't call yourself stupid when you can't do critical thinking skills. It's when you do critical thinking skills that I think you'll find that it's pretty stupid to call one stupid when you don't encourage yourself to use critical thinking skills in the first place, right? It's kind of like saying, man, I suck at being a marathon runner after attempting to run the marathon with no training or practice or knowledge the first time. Like, I think critical thinking skills make people feel smarter. Like, what I mean is, if I had an advertisement, like a rhetoric for critical thinking, you feel less stupid. If you think you're constantly calling yourself stupid right now, it's definitely a boon if you practice and try to use some critical thinking skills, like challenge yourself to do something funny, like how can I make a potted plant out of newspaper? That is a thing, by the way. Like how do you grow a plant using newspaper only as a structural device? That type of thing, it sounds trivial, but if you're not doing something like this every once in a while, yeah, you're gonna feel stupid, because most of the time you're not even thinking. You don't have to think if you're following directions. And that's my sell. So again, you're always welcome to come on by, yap a little, discuss a little. There are no stupid questions when you have critical thinking skills. That's a great one. Like, if you ever feel like your questions are dumb, or you earlier today we were talking about chit-chatting, the chatting culture that is necessary in American culture because of individualism. You need communication skills, right? That involves casual chatting and socializing. The way you ask questions will feel stupid and subconscious because there isn't enough weight, in my opinion. There's not enough weight in your question, your critical thinking question. Like, when you ask a question and you're looking for something and you're asking it for a purpose that is really heavy weighted, it's rare to ever feel like the question is stupid. Now, if someone else comes in and say, wow, that's a stupid question, you don't have to back down because you've already critically think about that question. It's like, well, if you think it's a stupid question, why don't you answer it? Because I can elaborate on the question. You can follow up on the question. So oftentimes that confidence, even being confident in what you don't know, will be alleviated by critical thinking, because you will be able to explain why you don't know, why you're asking this stupid question that other person thinks is stupid, which you don't think is a stupid question, because you have so many questions for that person. And hear me out, the person who's calling the question stupid, if you can find it being really detailed and stuff, then that person failed to see how it's not a stupid question. So it's your opportunity to demonstrate that, right? And most of the time when you're talking to another person, they would try to, if they are a critical thinker, they would try to think, why did you ask this question? Not to confirm their own suspicions. So that's where I have that famous conversation. It's famous because I can't tell you, I think maybe I've heard this at least 30,000 times in my life, in a position of like knowledge. When someone says, oh, I'm sorry, but this might be a stupid question, or pardon my ignorance, but you know, like, I'm probably not getting the point, but can you, like, I know this is a stupid question. That's what I'm talking about. And my first response is like, hold the phone. If you think it's a stupid question, can you tell me why do you think it's a stupid question? Because if you ask me a question, if I can see the value in it, it's a challenge to me to see why you asked the question. Because if it is indeed a stupid question, it also means I don't care about it. Like an expert brushing off things or saving time. Like, oh, okay, that's a stupid question, I'm just gonna ignore that. Like, that's that's fair, right? You're gonna get feedback and whatnot. But the idea is, whenever I hear people say, "Oh, it's a stupid question," I'm like, why is that? Why would you think the question you're asking to get a piece of information is stupid before the person asks? Like, where are you getting that? I'm not saying if it's right or not. Like, we can agree what's stupid. Like, if you explain to me why your question is stupid and I understand it, then I would agree with the person. It's like, okay, from what you're saying, yeah, that's a stupid question. And that's it. Like, there's no hard feelings or anything because I understood why that person called it a stupid question. Like, for example, someone would say, oh, yeah, it's a stupid question because I think that the vast majority of people already know the answer to this question, but I'm asking it because I still don't understand it, being in the minority. And then I go and check. All right, let me see. You're asking me this question because of my background, for example. And then I go and look like, okay, if that's how you identify what a stupid question is, I would tend to agree. There are more people who know the answer to this question than there aren't. And then I would elaborate and make the question more weighty. I'm like, okay, so that's how you define a stupid question. But hear me out. If a question is being asked by the person in order to understand something they don't understand, is that coming from is that a stupid question or a question with a purpose? Because in my opinion, when a question has purpose, it's no longer stupid. Then the other person's like, oh, okay, I see what you mean. Like, in that case, then it's not a stupid question to me. But that's good. So now we understand that that person thinks the question they asked is stupid, and I don't think it's a stupid question. So now we're no longer gaslighting each other based on implicit understanding or misunderstanding. Done this before, not in the exact like verbalization. It wasn't quite verbalized in that way. I think that's a little too technical. Usually I simply ask, oh, don't worry about it. Like, it's okay. Like, it's a two-person decision. If you ask the question, if you feel it's stupid, that's okay. I am unlikely to think that it's a stupid question. I love answering questions. Actually, my response typically is, hey, if you spend your time asking a question, it's worth my time. I don't think questions are stupid if it helps someone better understand the things they need to know. Right? Something like that. All right. And that's it for the digression today for Bunpro. Anyways, feel free, right? So until next time, 皆さんまたね。見てくれてありがとう. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. I'm gonna get up, stretch, walk around a little bit, and I'll be back for Hazero. Thank you, thank you.